Multiple shots fired in this Kent neighborhood. The target, a King County Sheriff's deputy's patrol car. We'll have the very latest on the investigation coming up.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Teresa Yu, and we are out with Bonnie Lake Police with their water patrols. They're going to have more officers out on the water. We'll explain why for Operation Dry Water.
Also coming up, a wild attack caught on camera. A man jumps toward a police cruiser, threatens officers with a dangerous weapon. This is Friday, June 27th.
You're watching King 5 News.
Good morning, 7 o'clock. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. I'm Mark Wright.
I'm Joyce Taylor. Good morning, everybody. So on a Friday, we're starting out with a little bit of rain. But hey, it's Friday. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning. And actually, we've been having the rain has been having trouble make its way very far into Puget Sound. The Doppler radar has been showing it working its way in. We do have a front that's pushing in, but it's weakening as it moves in. And that radar showing a band of showers, and another one trying to work its way up into Puget Sound. If we get in a little bit closer there, you can see it's still starting to dissipate. Once it gets up north of Tacoma, we've seen a couple of those make it as far as Seattle, but then dissipate north there. A combination probably of the front weakening and a little bit of rain shadowing farther to the north. Overall, we're going to be looking for that to turn into off and on showers as we head towards later on. And we'll look for showers and sun breaks the next couple of days. On track for some sunny and warm weather next week. We'll talk about that in detail coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, let's check in with Tracy Taylor and see what's coming up as you head out on the road.
It's going to be a rough drive for a lot of us this morning, especially if you're headed on northbound 99. We took our Seattle waterfront tower camera and we turned it around. We wanted to show you some backups right now. Getting into the Battery Street Tunnel is going to be a little bit of a challenge. We've got reports of a car that hit the wall and spun out, so nonetheless, all lanes are blocked northbound 99 inside the Battery Street Tunnel. Take a look at that backup now on northbound 99. This isn't looking promising. That drive from the stadiums is going to become quite challenging heading in towards downtown, and your northbound 5 drive is also a little bit of a challenge as well. Let's talk about a couple of things, though. Southbound 5 right near the Michigan curve, the crash it was blocking cleared, but now we're reblocking a lane this morning. We are still working with that semi that rolled this morning as well. So not only is partially your southbound 405 to westbound 90 ramp blocked, but so is northbound. What is this doing to the east side commute? We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in less than 10 minutes. Mark and Joyce, back to you.
Thank you, Tracy. New this morning, a drive-by shooting. It leaves a sheriff's deputy's patrol car filled with bullet holes.
Investigators say someone opened fire hitting that patrol car. King 5's Adam Mertz live in Kent right now with more on the search for the shooter. Adam, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mark. This all happened in a matter of seconds. Someone came down the street, pulled a gun, and started shooting. The target was that patrol car there. You can see police are still out here on the scene. The bullet struck the back end of it, and if you look really closely, you can see the bullet holes. I count 2 of them right near the sheriff logo at the back end of the car. Kent police confirmed that the deputy does live in this neighborhood. Detectives believe the shooter was targeting the patrol car, but when these shots were fired, the house was also hit. Officers wouldn't say who was inside of the home. Because law enforcement agencies do have these take-home patrol cars, investigators want to figure out if this was just a random shooting.
When you have a marked vehicle, you're always visible to the public. It has drawbacks, but it also has bonuses. Safety is always a concern for everyone, whether it be neighbors, whether it be police officers in general.
Because this all happened just before 4 o'clock this morning, police really don't have a good description of the suspect or suspects involved in this. They'll remain out here on the scene collecting evidence throughout the morning. For now, reporting live in Kent, Adam Mertz, King 5 News.
Thank you, Adam. 7:03 now. 2 post office workers were rushed to the hospital overnight after handling a package that was covered in some kind of unknown liquid. Hazmat teams were called out to the Kent post office just before midnight. 2 workers found the package near the back loading dock covered in some sort of liquid. It's now up to the post office to determine what was inside. We're told that they're going to be tracking down the sender.
7:04 is the time right now. A Seattle police officer is on leave this morning for an excessive force investigation. SPD says the officer was arrested during a domestic violence call. Both she and the officer were injured during that arrest. The Office of Professional Accountability has been called in to investigate and is reviewing in-car video. Today, Seattle's Mayor Ed Murray is set to sign the preschool program legislation that voters will decide this fall. It's a $58 million property tax levy. The measure would fund voluntary preschool for about 2,000 3- and 4-year-olds by the year 2018. On Monday, the City Council voted unanimously to put the mayor's proposal on the November ballot.
Well, health officials in at least 2 counties, they're warning people to make sure that their measles vaccines are up to date. There have now been 8 confirmed measles cases among members of the same extended family in South King County, 1 suspected case in Pierce County. Measles symptoms include an unexpected rash, a fever, cough, and red, watery eyes. For a list of possible exposure locations, go to king5.com.
7:05 right now. This morning kicks off a weekend-long crackdown, not on the roads, but on Washington waterways. More patrols will be on the water this weekend as part of a national effort called Operation Dry Water. King 5's Teresa Ewan is out on Lake Tapps this morning with one of those patrols. Teresa.
Good morning to you, Mark. We're live here with Bonnie Lake Police. They're going to have more patrols out. They've actually added some extra shifts this weekend. We're joined by Officer Wolfschlager. Good morning to you. Now, first of all, you have some new equipment. Talk to us about what you're going to be looking out for cracking down on boating and drinking.
Sure, yeah, this is an intoximeter. It's a portable breath test. Every Bonnie Lake police officer carries one of these in their patrol car. The police boat actually has a couple. This is one of 4 brand new ones that we just received through a grant through the Washington State Parks. And we'll have this out this weekend, and we'll be using this to help us enforce the Operation Dry Water campaign.
Now, are you able to spot somebody or can tell that they've been drinking and intoxicated? And what are those telltale signs?
Sure. Well, we look for violations out on the water. People being reckless, speeding too close to shore, speeding too close to another vessel. If we have a violation, we stop the vessel just like we would stop a car.
Right.
We make contact with the operator of the vessel, and then we look for the exhibiting the effects of alcohol.
Right.
Slurred speech, watery eye, bloodshot eyes, any of that kind of stuff. And then if we determine that they've been drinking, then we take it the next step. We'll have them perform some field sobriety tests. We'll bring the intoximeter out and take it from there. Bottom line, how serious is boating and drinking out on our waterways? Very serious. Not just in Lake Tapps, not just the state of Washington, the whole nation. A majority of the dangerous collisions and accidents and deaths on the water occur because alcohol is involved. Wow. Okay, so guys, coming up in our next hour, law enforcement shares some pretty alarming numbers with us of how many people who have died here in our state when it comes to boating and alcohol, and how many citations they handed out last year. We're going to have that for you coming up at 8. Live on Lake Tapps, I'm Teresa Ewan, King 5 News.
Teresa, thank you. 7:07 right now. At least 14 people died in a massive fuel pipeline explosion at a state-owned energy company in southern India. The explosion triggered that massive fire that you see right there at the site. Officials say rescue operations are underway. About 15 people have been taken to hospitals, 6 people in critical condition. No word yet on the cause.
New this morning, an historic day for Ukraine. The country comes full circle with the EU signing a deal that caused major unrest in the last year. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko signs a sweeping political and economic agreement with the EU in Brussels. This deal is the same one that the previous Ukrainian government backed away from last year, costing then-President Viktor Yanukovych his job and plunging the country into chaos.
Caught on camera, a man with a metal pipe jumped up on the hood of a moving police car. Look at that, smashed the car's windshield. Police in Michigan's Dalton Township say the man appeared to be on drugs, told officers he was from the planet Zoltron. The man was arrested, charged with assault against a police officer. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Well, flooding in the upper Midwest, it's causing more problems with water now overflowing into homes and businesses, also farmland. The Mississippi is at record levels. It's getting higher as the rain keeps coming. Water's moving so fast, so much debris being swept down the river that barge traffic in St. Paul, Minnesota has come to a halt. The river is expected to remain above flood stage well into next week.